Yep, there we go. There we go. There we go. All right. All right. Fantastic. All right. Good evening. Good evening. All right. Good to see everyone on the webinar. Let's go on and get two things and be respectful of your time. We've got some great training content that we want to share with you. But we certainly understand. Boy, let me see. Let's look at some of these names. Yes, see, some of these names I'm definitely not familiar with. So those of you that may be here for the first time, welcome to our webinar. What I want to do for about 15 minutes, I'm going to time myself and see if we can do it in 15 minutes, is I want to just do a quick overview of the underlying platform that we are promoting. And the reason that we're promoting this platform, we've been in this industry since 1994, and we know that most people struggle in their marketing. Okay, not long ago, I was looking at an income disclosure statement of a company that's been extremely successful in our industry. Some of the top leaders with that company were several seven-figure earners, huge income earners. And yet, when we took a look at their information, we saw that basically 92% of the folks that were promoting that offer had not made any money, or certainly no money to speak of. 92%. Now, this was an offer that pays 100% commission. So think this through. Somebody buys the product or service from you, and you get 100% of the commission. You're not having to split that, with a traditional network marketing type model or what have you, and yet still 92% of the folks made either no money or certainly no money to speak of. About another 4% made a little money, but averaged less than $250 a month. All right, so you basically had 96% of the folks that had joined this particular enterprise over several years. All right, and I'm told they had over 250,000 folks at their height. I don't know if they have that many now that are active, but so 96% of the folks really didn't make any money. And there was that, little small percentage of people that, made a lot of money. So in this industry, you tend to have the haves and the have-nots. And boy, have we been looking for some type of model that could maybe change that a little bit. And we have felt like we needed to have a model. Excuse me, I feel a little tickle in my throat. We have felt like that we needed to have a model that, let's take Joe and take Sue average, and they're not good at marketing, okay? But boy, if they could make some money, maybe a few $100s a month, just with their own personal efforts, man, we could then use that, all right, to help them to scale their business, because marketing really is about driving visitors, traffic, all right, to some type of lead capture mechanism, or we'll talk about tonight what we call a funnel-based system, sharing value with that audience, and then ultimately a percentage of the people that are driven to a funnel-based system with a lead capture mechanism where you're building your list, a percentage of those people are going to buy from you. A percentage of those people are going to join you. Marketing is really just a function of numbers. And so we've been searching high and low, low and high, and we strongly believe that we have found it. Now, we'll say for our new folks that this particular offer is in beta. And what beta means is, you can join, all right, but there's going to be some bugs, all right? There might even be some frustrations. Matter of fact, let's just go on and prep you. You probably are going to get frustrated. However, the reason we want to align while in beta is because it gives us the opportunity to ultimately build a very large organization. Now, I know you might not be good at recruiting and sponsoring and selling right now. Just stick with us. So we're going to spend about another 10 minutes on this. So you won't get the full picture tonight, but we'll share enough with you. So here's the niche that we're in. We're in the advertising niche. And this is the first time in my 20 plus years in this industry that I've seen a company in the home business space really get into the larger advertising niche. Here you see before you $5.5 million or so was the price tag for a 30-second commercial just a few weeks ago in the Super Bowl. Companies, multi-billion-dollar companies, have multi-billion-dollar a year ad budgets to get their messaging in front of audiences. What's happening is the way these companies are getting in front of audiences is radically changing. It used to be primarily TV, remember, even radio and newspapers and magazines. Well, more and more companies are seeing that they have to come onto the internet. They have to engage with social media. They have to do something as it relates to mobile marketing. As a matter of fact, in 2016, you see that $70 billion was spent in TV advertising. In digital, all things the internet, almost $70 billion. But when you look at 2020, digital, all things internet, will far surpass TV advertising. Money's being spent in TV advertising, and this is just the U.S. market. And mobile, by 2020, is going to catch up to TV advertising. So you've got this shift of billions upon billions of dollars moving from TV advertising, that's been the bellwether, to other forms of advertising, digital, mobile, so on and so forth. Now, the question is there any way for us to take advantage of that? Because up to this point, how many of us took advantage of a TV ad that was running? Well, probably none of us. Or a radio ad that was running, unless you were the one that was sponsoring the ad and you were maybe marketing a product or service and maybe you got some sales out of it. But most of us probably have not really taken advantage or been able to take advantage of this huge windfall in advertising. Meanwhile, you've got what we call the advertising elite. So you've had a very, 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 very small percentage of the population that's been able to tap into this huge advertising phenomena. You've got people like number 4 on the Forbes 400 list, Mark Zuckerberg. Well, he's tapped into it with Facebook. We thought Facebook was a social media platform, but it really is an advertising platform disguised as social media. And then you've got people like Larry Page, number 9 on the list, Sergey Brin, number 10 on the list. Collectively, they're worth about $76 billion. They're the guys over there at Google, all right? People think of Google, they think of search engines and Gmail and things of that nature. Well, really, Google is an advertising platform, and it has used things like search engines and free Gmail accounts and what have you to build a huge user base and then ultimately charge advertisers to get in front of that user base. Now, there is a company that, again, is just launching. All right, we're in beta, so we're going to have bugs and things of that nature, so just be aware of that. All right, the company is called Divvee, and one of the things they're doing is they're taking advantage of the mobile app space. So, for instance, they have clients that have mobile apps, mobile games, and just various apps that you can download to your cell phone or to your tablet. And what happens is we earn rewards by simply watching videos about these various apps. And then the apps that you like, you download. You download it to your phone, you download it to your tablet. Now, most of us have apps on our phones, have apps on our tablets. And maybe it's a gaming app, maybe it's some other kind of app or what have you. And what do we see in those apps? We see advertising. There is a young lady that I grew up with, and we got married right about the same time. And she and her husband reached out to me last year or maybe the year before. I think the end of 2015. They reached out to me because their son I think he was 20, maybe 21, but he had gotten into the mobile app business. He had set up a few mobile apps, and he went from being a 20-year-old kid, 21-year-old kid, all right, and if you're 20 or 21, forgive me for calling you a kid, okay, and all of a sudden he's making over $20,000 a month because he had a few apps in the marketplace, and he was making that because of the advertising. Now, that's just one type of client. There are other clients. As a matter of fact, we heard today that there are a number of big, huge clients in the hopper. We've heard some major names. We've heard one name of a company that has a $17 billion a year ad budget, $17 billion a year. And so Divvee is in contact and talks with companies that have these multi-billion dollar ad budgets. And these companies are looking for ways to get in front of a captive audience. And some of them, for instance, may have, let's say, like a wellness product, okay? Or a weight loss product, and would actually pay to send you a trial, to send you, their product. Now, and we'll start rounding third on this part here in just a few moments. But I've got some dear marketing buddies and buddies, a buddy and buddiette, a dude and a young lady. They were not married, but they worked very well together in business. And they, at their height, would generate about $125,000 a month marketing various what we call affiliate offers, CPA offers, cost per action offers. And here's the type of offer that they would market. They would do some advertising to get people to go to a page that ultimately would send someone to a page like this, where a person could say, yeah, I want to try this product. I want to see if I'm going to lose any weight, and they're going to send me a free trial. Maybe I just cover the shipping and handling. And the companies behind that would pay them anywhere from $50 to as high as $75 or $80 just for having someone to fill out one of these forms. Now, why would a company do that? Okay, well, because they could be spending millions of dollars in TV advertising. All right, so instead of spending millions of dollars in TV advertising, or maybe in conjunction with their TV advertising and their app advertising, what have you, they're willing to pay what we call affiliates for those affiliates to promote that offer. All right, and then they only pay the $50 or the $60 or what have you when that affiliate is able to get them a good qualified lead. So this marketing couple, they would outlay, and they had built up their business where they were spending about $70,000 to $75,000 a month in advertising online, but they were generating about $120,000 to $125,000 a month in revenue. So they were netting about $50,000 a month promoting offers like what you see before you. Now the challenge is, how's the average person going to do that? 50 grand? To do some advertising? Average person's not going to do that. Average person's not going to have those types of resources. And they started off average and they built up over time, but they probably went to quite a bit of debt early on, putting a lot of things on the credit card and what have you. That's not what you want to do. What we're going to be able to do is leverage Divvee and the relationships they will bring to the table. Okay. Now, remember, we're in beta, so we're not seeing this just yet. We've been told that there are a number of these types of offers that will start showing up. It might be a couple weeks, it might be a month. I'm not sure exactly when, but we want to be there. Just imagine if you're able to generate, and here's the goal, is for you to generate $500, $1,000, maybe $1,500 a month just doing certain actions like registering for a free trial or putting your email address in so that company can send you some promotional stuff via email, or a variety of things like that. So you've got app watching or video watching, you've got things like this. And the whole idea is for you to generate, $500, $1,000, $1,500 a month. And what we're going to do, and I've got to start rounding third because I'm almost at my 15 minutes. What we're going to do is we're going to use that as a marketing budget, or at least a portion of that. So let's say you generated $1,000 and what we would call cash equivalents. You'll learn what that means. I want to get to the training here. So let's say you generated $1,000 for the month. All right. Well, we're saying don't spend all that $1,000. Take at least 50% of it. Maybe as much as 100%. Take $500 to $1,000, and let's use that to reinvest in our business. And so now we can start getting some visitors to our website, traffic. Now we can have the right tools and the resources to help us to scale a business so that ultimately we can go from that to even building a network of other people that are doing these types of actions. And you'll learn in time how you can earn commissions from that. And so now maybe your 1,000 now becomes 2,000 a month. Well, if you're taking a percentage of that and you're reinvesting back into your business, that allows you to get more visitors to your site. So now your 2,000 might become 3,000 or 4,000, and you just scale your business up. Your 4,000 becomes 8,000, 10,000, and you're always taking a percentage of your revenue and reinvesting it back into your business. Okay, so that is what we've been looking for years, is a model where my Joe and my Susie average, they're not good at marketing just yet. Okay, they could make some money and then take a percentage of that money that they just made and reinvest it, recap it back into their business so that they can start to grow their business. Okay? Now, what I want to do for the remainder of the time is I want to share with you what we are building around this offer. Okay? What we are building around this offer. Give me just a moment. But I want to make sure that we give you some value-added training. All right, so you walk away saying, "Man, I really got some great nuggets from coming to that webinar." So not just a regular business presentation, but training here. So let me share with you what our overall objective is for our audience, is to assist you in building a long-term sustainable business with multiple streams of income. Now, I could stop and we could spend the rest of our time just talking about that right there. You know, when I first got in this industry back in 1994, I was taught to focus on just one thing. And they would say things like, hey, you can't chase two rabbits and ever hope to catch either one of them. The whole idea was, hey, you can't divert your attention. And back in those days, the internet wasn't a player so much in the home business arena. And they were probably right. You know, it'd be difficult if you were in Amway and you're promoting Amway and you're trying to do Mary Kay at the same time. That'd be kind of difficult. But things have changed radically. There's this new economy where the internet and now mobile is at the heart of it. And so once you begin to understand marketing, we'll talk about that, you're going to see that you can ultimately have multiple streams of income. Now, again, it took me a while before I figured that out. I always wanted to have multiple streams of income, but I just didn't know how to do it. Okay, and back in about 2013, we were in a particular company, and that company had an amazing run, and people did exceptionally well. We had more people make more money with that particular offer than our entire marketing career, and this was in a very condensed period of time. And unfortunately, they didn't dot all the I's and they didn't cross all the T's, and ultimately that came to an end. And that's when I realized I needed to take my game to the next level, so I could help my teammates take their game to the next level. And we went and we invested tens of thousands of dollars into various marketing masterminds. All right, very high-level marketing masterminds. And I remember that in one of the masterminds that we invested in, the gentleman who was kind of heading up that mastermind, he had 21 different income streams, separate and distinct. See, what happened with me and what happened with a lot of our following back then is that when that particular income model came to an end, it wasn't anybody's fault. It wasn't my fault or your fault or what have you. It was the ownership didn't dot all the I's, didn't cross the T's, got into some trouble, and the company ceased to be. All right. The problem was so many of our folks, though they were making good money, that was their only from home internet income stream, and they had to pick up the pieces and start all over. Okay. We want to have multiple streams of income. This guy had 21 streams of income. We want to have them across multiple niches. Sometimes you'll have a niche that will be really hot for a while, maybe for 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, okay? And then it'll kind of tail off. We saw, for instance, in the 90s, in network marketing, MLM, what was really, really hot back then was telecom. All right, you had companies like XL Telecommunications, ACN. These were companies in the telecom arena. And they were really big. They were really hot. And then all of a sudden, things changed with how long distance was being applied. Now all of a sudden you had these bundle programs where you didn't really pay for the long distance, you just paid a flat fee. Now many people, long distance, what do you mean long distance? A lot of people don't even have a residential phone these days because of mobile phones. And so niches, sometimes they can be hot and then sometimes they can cool off. So you ultimately want to have multiple streams of income, but across multiple niches. So if one niche kind of starts to cool off and thereby maybe that income stream isn't as big as it once was, you're not just fishing in one pond, okay? Multiple streams of income across multiple niches. Ultimately, we want you to have the financial freedom and then the time freedom to hotly pursue the passions of your heart. Why were you put on this earth? Well, you need some time to figure that out. You certainly need the resources so that you can really do those things that make you alive. What's that thing or those things that you do that make you alive, that make you, it's not about the money. It's just, man, when you do that thing, it just makes you feel alive. Well, we want you to be able to live in that space, but you got to answer the money question. So this is our objective, okay? Give me a moment. Hold on. Okay, so let's talk about what a simple definition of marketing, okay? Well, marketing is, we've got to get visitors. We've got to get traffic. So if you say, I haven't done good at marketing, I've struggled with marketing, I've sucked at marketing, okay? Why is that? Well, one, you have to have visitors. Think of McDonald's for just a moment, okay? McDonald's has what? Visitors. People coming through the drive-thru, people going through the store. Think of Walmart. What does Walmart have? They've got traffic. They've got visitors. So we've got to have visitors. Now, we're not necessarily having an offline, retail spot if we're marketing online. Well, we've got to get this traffic going to a funnel-based system. We'll talk about what a funnel is, and what we're building around the Divvee offer is a funnel. So we've got to drive traffic consistently, drive visitors consistently to a funnel-based system. All right. Now, the funnel-based system, and Tanya, don't worry, I'll make sure you understand what a funnel-based system is. It's going to help us to build a responsive list. Most marketers focus on the wrong things. They focus squarely on the offer, and the offer is important. But remember, we want to be entrepreneurs. We don't just want to be marketers. We want to be entrepreneurs. We want to ultimately, even if you haven't made the first dime in business yet, all right, just stick with us. You'll make it. You'll make a bunch of dimes. You're going to reinvest a portion of those dimes back into your business so that you can get more visitors to a funnel-based system. Now, what we want to do is we want to focus on driving people to a funnel-based system where we're going to capture the lead, all right, we're going to offer them something of immense value so that they give us their email address, or so they give us their cell phone number, so they can get our ethical bribe. We're going to bribe them. Hey, if you give us your email address, we're going to give you this video training series valued at $297, as an example. And if you say, well, where do I get that? Well, that's what we're building around the Divvee offer, where you'll have a series like that you can give away as value so that people want to give you their best email address or their cell phone number or what have you. So we want to build this list of folks that now are in tune with our marketing message, okay? By building this list, this responsive list, and a responsive list means that people are starting to look forward to your communication. They're looking forward to your emails. They're looking forward to your text messages. And the way we do that is we have to bring value. So it can't just be, hey, join me in this. And it can't just be buy from me in that. We have to put our join me message, our buy from me message, we've got to wrap that. We've got to wrap that in some value. And we'll show you how our system is going to do just that, okay? So you start building this responsive list so that the folks in your list, a percentage of them, start to respond to your messaging, to your offer. So you've got this messaging going out, is valuable messaging. All right, maybe it's messaging like how to develop a six-figure biz even if you suck at marketing. All right, guess what? You're going to get some people that's going to open that up. By the way, some of you might not like that terminology, suck at marketing. Okay, but one of the things you're going to find out about marketing is you want to have a little shock and awe. Now, what I'm about to say is not a political statement for or against. It's not a political statement for or against. Because I know if I say certain things, it becomes polarizing one side or the other. But let me tell you who proved how powerful marketing was. A little shock and awe. How about the new president of the United States? A little shock and awe, whether you like him or you don't. And he's in the White House because he understood marketing. All his opponents, they were spending a lot of money. All his opponents, they were talking about, this issue or that issue. He didn't necessarily give a lot of details, but he knew about marketing. And he knows about marketing. Again, that's not a statement for or against. Okay? My point is, in marketing sometimes, I'll often say in some of my marketing, hey, even if you suck at marketing, some people don't like that, but marketing is designed to elicit some type of response. All right. If marketing is designed to elicit some type of response so that people open up your email, they open up your text message and so on and so forth. Okay. And then you rinse and repeat. So what happens is you start sending traffic to a funnel-based system. People start opting into your list. A percentage of people start to open up your emails or your text messages. I can tell you when I send out an email, I already know what my numbers are going to be roughly. All right, within a little small margin of error. When you send out an email, you're going to get about, if it's a colder list where people don't really know you that well, you're going to get about 5% of the people that's going to open up your email. So if you get 1,000 subscribers, you're going to get about 50 that's going to open up your email. You get 10,000 subscribers, you're going to get about 500 to open up your email. Now, if you're doing that with text messaging, you're going to get a larger percentage of people that's going to look at and see your text message because of just the function of text messaging. All right, so those are just the numbers. You're going to get about a 5% open rate when you're dealing with email. Okay, so the thing is to simply build your list, and you'll tend to get about 1 to 5% of the folks in your list that'll do business with you. They'll buy what you want them to buy if it's framed properly with value. They'll join what you want them to join if it's framed properly with value. Okay? You start making some money. You take a percentage of the money you're making and you reinvest back into your business, and you keep doing that, and you keep doing that, and you never stop doing that. And that's how you start to scale your business. Now let's talk a little about what a funnel-based system is. Some of you, that might have been the first time you've heard that terminology, a funnel-based system. Okay? McDonald's is a great way to start this conversation. So here's what happens with McDonald's. McDonald's spends about $1.91 in advertising to attract a customer, to get a customer to come through the drive-thru, get a customer to walk through the store. Okay? Now, that initial order, on average, is about $2.09. Maybe somebody's ordering from the value meal or what have you. Okay, so let's say it's the hamburger or the cheeseburgers or what have you. So on average, $2.09. Now, if they just stop there, they wouldn't make that much profit per customer, about 18 cents worth of profit. But then they typically have a phrase. Would you like fries with that, or drink with that, or maybe they've got some type of promotion? All right. This is an upsell. Okay. Now, in the network marketing MLM space, this is not something that is routinely done. Okay. And it's when I started going to some of those higher level marketing training classes, marketing training masterminds, and the folks that were leading these masterminds, They weren't six-figure, $100,000 a year plus earners. They weren't seven-figure, $1 million a year plus. All right. Many of these were eight figures. Now, it didn't necessarily mean they profited 10 million or more a year, but their business generated in revenue 10 million or more a year, of which maybe they pocketed 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 million. Okay. So this is very important. This concept, this idea, and you've seen this if you've ever purchased an online course. All right, maybe you purchased something from ClickBank, or you purchased something from JVZoo. In many cases, you made that initial purchase, okay, and then immediately there was this what they call OTO, one-time offer, where they would now say, hey, would you like some fries or a drink with that? And guess what? A percentage of people, typically somewhere between about 20 to 30%, depending on the offer and what have you, 20 to 30% of the people say, well, yeah, I would like some fries and a drink with that. And that just increases revenue. So look at this for just a moment. So with McDonald's, they don't make a lot of money net profit on that initial sale. But it's when they offer something else to go with the burger that a percentage of people say, yeah, let's add this or that to it. And that's where they get the majority of their profits. Okay? A lot of times they have higher profit margins with their back-end product. So this is why you see a lot of companies, whether you're talking grocery stores or whether you're talking a lot of companies that sell stuff. Oftentimes they'll have to get people into their funnel, they'll have a low-cost, low-outlay offer. Maybe there's a big sale or what have you. Okay, and then you go in. This happens all the time. You go to the grocery store, right? You get the circulars, or you get an email these days to tell you what sales they're running, and you see something that you know normally costs $5, and you can get it for, buy one get one free. And what do? You go and you get the buy one get one free, and then you also pick up other stuff. Now, how can we take this and apply that to our network marketing or our MLM business? Because typically the company or the offer that we're promoting is not going to have a funnel-based system like this. Okay. Now we get to leverage the fact that maybe we can build a team. All right, which is one of the reasons I love the MLM network marketing space. But how can we combine this idea of having a funnel that people do business with us, but they don't just do business with us once, okay? And that's what we're building, and I hope we may be launching it as early as next week. All right, so McDonald's gets about 8 times more profit. Would you like fries with that? Would you like something else with that? Okay, all right, now, so what is a funnel? A funnel is an automated process. Now, we're doing a live webinar tonight. That's great. We'll do a live webinar next Tuesday. We do live webinars Tuesdays and Thursdays, and that's great. But in the world of online marketing, we've got to automate the process. We've got to automate the process because I'm honored when I see my buddy Cristiano from the UK. He's on every webinar that we do. He's 5 hours, 6 hours ahead of us. So it's 1 o'clock in the morning, 1:30 in the morning his time. We'll have folks from all across the globe, and we're honored. But the reality is, if we want to be efficient in our building, efficient in our business, we've got to have something that's automated. All right. Very soon, when we launch our Click, Rank, and Bank portal, you're going to have something automated. We'll continue to do these live webinars, and we'll record them. All right, and we will have a kick butt video library in our back office from all of these types of trainings that we do and that we record. Okay, but we want to have an automated process. Here's a key: where we communicate your solutions to the pains and the frustrations of your target market. Okay, what a lot of marketers focus on is they focus on the bling bling, and at the core of most humans is deeper than that. Okay, we want Yeah, we want to make money, and yeah, we want the nice house and the nice cars, but most of us, maybe mom and dad's getting a little bit older. We want to make sure that mom and dad's golden years are golden and not tarnished. Or maybe we're in the golden years of our lives and we're thinking about our children and our grandchildren and our legacy. Okay? Or maybe you're like me and you're kind of in that sandwich generation where mom just turned 75, pops just turned 74. I want to make sure mom and dad are taken care of. Meanwhile, I've got a 21-year young son, 19-year young son, a 9-year young daughter. I want to make sure they're taken care of. Meanwhile, I'm saying, wait a minute, I'm 46. 20 years, I'm going to be 66. And as much as I love what I'm doing right now, am I going to want to do this 20 years from now? Am I going to want... All right, so my whole point is we want to focus on communicating solutions to the pains and frustrations of our target market. And who's our target market? Other people trying to make money in the home business space, in internet marketing, in mobile marketing, so on and so forth. Now, here's what we know. We know most of them aren't making money. How do we know that? Because we can look at a company that's highly successful, 250,000 folks, some of the top leaders earning 7 figures, and still 96% of the folks in that particular company made no money or made no money to speak of. Funnel, automated process by which we communicate our solutions to the pains and frustrations of our target market. Now, a properly structured funnel is going to ultimately offer a number of value-based solutions that help to ease or eliminate the pains and the frustrations of your target market while increasing the number of transactions. All right, so here's what happens. When someone buys from you, you've done the hard work. Getting them to buy the first time, getting them to join the first time, that was the hardest work. Because one, they had to be convinced that it was a decent enough offer for them to pull out their credit card. Number two, they could buy that product or buy that service or join that company through a number of different people that are promoting that product or that service. You're not the only one promoting that product or service, okay? And so the hardest thing is to get them to do business with you the first time. Renee, if you can get them doing business with you the first time, one, and two, you continue to provide value to them, it's so much easier for them to do business with you a second time and a third time. Now, in network marketing and MLM, what we've always looked for were models that a person would be on maybe an auto ship or a monthly subscription, so they were buying continually next month and the month after that. The beautiful thing about Divvee is a one-time, not one time, it's an annual $50 US dollar outlay. There is no monthly auto ship, no monthly subscription. People earn money by doing these various actions, whether they are watching the videos or whether they are filling out a survey, a sweepstakes form, or getting a free sample of something, okay? They're making money or making what they call rewards that you can convert into gift cards. And when they're doing that, if they're in your organization, you're earning commissions on that, okay? And so it's really a never-been-seen-before type model in our industry where you can develop a residual income not based on someone being on a monthly auto ship or monthly subscription, but simply based on that person doing a few actions on a daily basis, okay? Now, with that said, though, what we have found in this industry, if you help people make money, Ray, you help them make money, man, they'll listen to everything else you have to say. You help them make money, Nick, they'll pay attention to the rest of your marketing message. And now you want to get this person that maybe joined you, let's say in Divvee, that if you happen to have another opportunity, they'll pay attention to it because you've brought them value. They joined you in Divvee. They're now more likely to join your wellness company or your weight loss company, or at least maybe consider buying your product or your service. So what we want to do is we want a properly structured funnel is going to allow us to present more solutions to them that help them ease and eliminate their pains, okay, while increasing the number of transactions they do with you, ultimately even the size of transactions they do with you, all right? And so really when you think about it, how do you generate revenue or how do you increase your revenue? Well, number one, you can always get more customers or get more sales. All right, and that's what most people say. Hey, get more sales, get more customers. And obviously we want to do that. That's why we want to recap, take a percentage of whatever we're making in our business, reinvest it back in the form of having the right tools and the resources and ultimately paid marketing and traffic to get more visitors to our site. All right. But let's not forget this. What about your existing customers? Let's get those existing customers to buy from us again and again. There are people on this webinar that have followed us since we came online in 2008. I see people like the Godfather, Andy Hoover. I actually met the Godfather, Andy Hoover, when I was building business offline. Met him out in California. We were top leaders with a particular company. That company sent us out to do some training. Met Godfather Andy Hoover. I think that was back in maybe 05-ish or so, 06-ish or so. When we came online, Godfather came online. And since we've been online since 2008, there's been a number of companies that I've been in. And when Godfather finds out about it, he joins too. In many cases, he joins without really even knowing much about the product or the service or what have you. Because when someone does business with you once and you provide value, you continue to provide value, they're more likely to do business with you again and again. I see Vernetta Johnson. Vernetta has, we met each other back in 2003-ish, 2004-ish, again, offline. She followed us online. And I can't even name the number of opportunities or products or what have you that we have promoted over that time that Vernetta joined or bought or what have you. So you want to get existing customers buying from you again and again. And then ultimately, you want to increase the average transaction, okay? In time, maybe not getting started, but in time, you're going to want to incorporate some type of offer or offers where it's a higher ticket offer, so that when the person buys or joins or what have you, maybe you're earning a $500 commission or a $1,000 commission or $2,000 commission or $5,000 commission, okay? Now, that's in time where you want to build your business up to. All right, so now let me show you what we're doing. Give us a moment. All right, let's see if I'm still logged in. Nope. Okay, so bear with me. All right, so let me stop for just a moment as I'm logging back in here. How many of you so far, just from what we've talked about, you got some value and that made perfect sense? If you got value and it made perfect sense, in your questions box, put VS, value, perfect sense, value sense, okay? That made perfect sense. Good stuff. Good stuff. One of the things that we are endeavoring to do with our audience is I love network marketing. I love MLM. I love the leverage-based component. We were in one particular business where we ultimately had a team of over 250,000 folks. And not everybody obviously was active, and I didn't know everybody. But if you've got 250,000 folks and a percentage of them are doing something, that generates a tremendous amount of revenue. That's why I love the MLM network marketing niche, because of the leverage, okay? However, I would look at these guys and guyettes that weren't necessarily in network marketing, or maybe they were at one point, but they kind of graduated, if you will, and they were now generating 10 million or more a year in their businesses. And what could we learn from them and take and bring back to our Joe and our Susie average? So now let's talk a little bit about CRB. Well, good day to all of our RAS family. Well, that is still, listen, New York. Still don't know why that's happening. That's not supposed to be happening. All right. Okay. So,
Well, good day to all of our Raz
bear
family.
with me.
Listen, you're on our.
Why is that happening? I don't know why that's happening.
Well, good day to all of our Raz family.
Give me a moment. I think I must have a cache issue. I think that's what that is. So bear with me. See if we can get that to stop. Now you might be saying, well, what are you talking about? Well, don't worry about that. I know that there's a little bug there that I need my programmer to. Like, all right. We'll have that resolved by the time we're ready to launch. Okay. All right, so keep in mind we're talking about a funnel-based system. All right, so keep that in mind. We're talking about a funnel-based system. Okay. All right. Here we go. Okay, so one of the things that we have to do is we're going to have to get good at driving traffic, getting visitors. Now, one of the things that we're going to do not long after CRB launches, Click, Rank, and Bank, is we're going to introduce you to who I refer to as our in-house traffic guru. This particular gentleman, I've known him for years. We've done business together for years. And I remember where he was a few years ago. He was doing very well with a particular company. That company went away. That was his main source of income. It was really tight, really tough for a while, and he made the decision that he was going to modify his business. Yes, he's still in MLM. Yes, he's still in network marketing, but he made the decision that he was going to become an absolute student of lead generation and traffic generation. And he spent years and tens of thousands of dollars sitting at the feet at one of the top traffic generation specialists in our industry. One of the things that he wanted to do is because he has a heart for Joe Into the Average. And he knew that a lot of people didn't have the resources to make, go to a $5,000 mastermind or go to a $10,000 mastermind, or be able to start off with a $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 a month marketing budget. And so he wanted to focus on marketing methods or traffic generation methods that once a person learned the method, they could self-generate leads at little to no cost. So maybe you had to purchase the resource, the course to learn, all right? But once you learned it, you could do it. And you could start to self-generate leads. He texted me today, and he placed an ad in a particular forum. He'll share that with you. We'll probably introduce him maybe a week or two after we've launched CRB. In less than 2 hours, he had 5 people that responded to that ad wanting to get an invitation to Divvee. I want that to sink in. Okay, I want that to sink in. He placed an ad. He sent me the text message. He sent me the screen capture. He had 5 leads, and he said, "Hey, I just placed this ad an hour ago." And one of the things that we've talked about is that once we launch CRB, we're going to introduce him to our audience, those who that ultimately get the resource. He's going to show you exactly. The resource will show you how to do what he did, but he's going to show you exactly the type of ad that he used, so that you can use that model of that ad, and you can apply it to talking about Divvee, or you can apply it to talking about your travel company, or you can apply it to talking about your weight loss company, so on and so forth. Okay. So one of the things that we are doing with CRB is we're identifying where marketers struggle, where they're hurting, and doing everything we can to bring the ointment, to bring the salve. All right? Now I want you to notice, if you're new here, I have not said my name. If you're new here, the only thing you may get is Doc. Well, who is that? And the reason we do that is so that any of the content that we have, and there'll be plenty of content in here, to bring value to the audience, they're not going to know who I am. They'll hear my voice, but they won't know who I am. Okay? All right, so now let's show you what we're doing here. Okay? So we talked about, let's go back to this. We talked about a funnel is an automated process. Even before we got there, we said marketing is driving traffic to a funnel-based system to build a responsive list. So here's one of the challenges we know with most marketers. Most marketers don't have a funnel-based system. Most marketers don't even have a lead capture mechanism, okay? Now, one of the things that we've taught our audience is you've got to be careful when you're marketing. You don't want to just send out your offer. You don't want to just send out, let's say you've got a weight loss offer that you're promoting. Let's say you're also in a weight loss network marketing company, okay? You don't want to just send people directly to the page of your weight loss marketing company unless they really know you, unless they've already done business with you. If they don't know you, don't do that. Why? Because what happens these days, people will go to Facebook, they'll go to YouTube, they'll go to Google, they'll check out that offer, okay? And this is exactly what happened today. Someone sent me an email. I don't know who this person is. I don't even know, how I got in their list, all right? But they sent me an email, and the subject line was very intriguing. They were in a particular niche that I absolutely love, okay? It has nothing to do with Divvee, has nothing to do with advertising or what have you. And so I was curious, and so I took a few moments, didn't have a lot of time, but I took a few moments to check out what this offer was about. I had to take my wife. My wife had a procedure today, and so while she was getting her procedure done, I was watching this video about this particular offer dealing with a niche that I absolutely love. And I said, man, that makes a whole lot of sense. Let me test the waters. Let me see if that's something that's that's going to work out. The thing is, the person that sent me the information, I don't know them. They didn't provide any additional value other than just sending me a link. So then I went on YouTube, I checked out some more information, then I went to Facebook and I checked out some information. I went to a group that was on Facebook, and guess what I saw when I went to Facebook? I saw some Facebook friends of mine, and one in particular that has provided to me a tremendous amount of value. What did I do? I connected with him and said, hey, I saw you in this Facebook group about this particular thingy. What can you tell me about this thingy? I already done quite a bit of research. Well, I won't say quite a bit, but I've done enough research to say, hey, I at least want to dip my toe in the water and see if that's something that would be another income stream, another niche. I did business with this particular person because they've brought me value. Now, if that offer does what they say they're going to do, that'll be another income stream in my income tool belt. And that will impact that particular person's money. But this is why it's so important that you send traffic to a funnel-based system so that you present the value. So here's what we have. We're going to have under my web pages, we're going to have a number. We're going to start off with about 30 or so of these capture pages. And what you'll notice with each of the capture pages is that none of them reveal, here a moment, none of them reveal the name of the offer, okay? So the capture pages, the presentation that will be in here are designed, we're going to talk about Divvee, okay? But we're not going to say Divvee. And we're certainly not going to say Divvee on the front end. You don't want to do that. Your job on the front end is to get them in the funnel, okay? Your job is not to try to sell them on everything before they get into the funnel. So McDonald's lets you come in, they let you make that first order, and then they say, oh, by the way, would you like fries with that? What we want to do is we want to provide value. This free video series exposes a full-blown point-by-point system for getting paid over and over again, even if you can't recruit, make sales, or you just plain suck at marketing. Enter your best email to get instant free access to this video series a $297 value. So you're going to be able to choose from a number of capture pages. And the reason we have 30 now, we'll add to that. All right. The messaging is going to be slightly different. So that one was, okay, that's the same message, just a different background. All right, same message that we just read, just a different background. Give me a moment. Let's go and get a different message. Okay. Finally uncovered. Shocking video series reveals a fail-proof step-by-step guide on how you can build a six-figure empire even if you currently stink at marketing. Enter your best email address, get instant free access to this video series. So every funnel has to have an attraction mechanism. It's referred to as a lead magnet. Okay, you want people to opt in. You want people to give you their best information, whether it's an email or a cell phone. In time, we'll start talking about a text message marketing. Right now, let's deal with, for many of us, we're starting at the basics. Okay. All right. So now, one of the challenges that people have. Give me a moment. I'm sorry about that, okay? One of the challenges is, for a long time, I knew I needed to have lead capture pages, but I didn't know how to create them. You know, so I would have people join me in a network marketing company, but I didn't capture the lead, all right? We know that's going to be a challenge for some folks. Now, there are lead capture page systems out there, and we're going to ultimately introduce you to those, all right, one or more. But if you're brand new to this style of marketing, maybe you're not brand new to marketing, but you're brand new to this style of marketing, what we've done is we've put these already together for you. So if this is the one you like, all you got to do is come in there. So one of the things I'm going to want you to do, when you get the system, come under my web pages and look for the pages that have the green that say capture page, all right? And look for those one or two or three that really resonate with you. Okay. And the reason we've given you a number to choose from is so not everybody's using the same capture pages. All right. Because this capture page here, it says the same thing as this one right here. But somebody might use this one, somebody else uses that one, and it doesn't get stale in the marketplace. Okay. And then we'll always be adding more and more capture pages. We'll be playing around with the verbiage, okay, see where we might get maybe a slightly better conversion with a slightly different verbiage. We'll play around with the backgrounds and things of that nature, okay? All right, so now we get the lead. Now what we want to do, give us a moment, go back here. We want to build this responsive list. How do we build a responsive list? We've got to consistently communicate valuable information to this list. They don't know us. This is a cold lead. In most cases, there'll be cold leads, okay? Now, if you do some self-generation leads, like our in-house traffic guru will show, some of those leads might be a little warmer, all right? But still, most of those people aren't going to know you. And the reason you want to do that is because you don't want your business limited to your sphere, your current sphere of influence. Even yours truly, all right? So I'm not saying I've got a huge list. I've got a decent sized list, all right? And anything that I promote, I can go to my list and I know I'm going to get a percentage of people that's going to buy or a percentage of people that's going to join. But ultimately, everyone in my list is going to hear that offer, and the ones that are going to respond, and the ones that aren't. And so at some point, I've got to go out and I've got to get fresh sets of eyeballs onto the new offer. But we don't just lead in with the offer. We lead in with a funnel-based system, some type of lead capture mechanism. We provide value. To build a responsive list, we need to consistently communicate value to the list. So now the second part of the equation, so we've got the lead capture page. lead capture page is, all right, now we need to have these robust follow-up sequence, all right, often referred to as an autoresponder. And so what we have is we're starting off with a 30-day autoresponder campaign. If you don't already have your own autoresponder like Aweber or GetResponse or MailChimp, then as soon as someone opts into your capture page, they're going to go to a sales video. We said we've got to automate that process, right? They're going to go to a sales video. That sales video isn't just, hey, rah-rah, Divvy, hey, here's the compensation plan. No, it deals with the pains and the frustrations of our audience. Who's our audience? Other people trying to make money online, and most of them are struggling. And so we talk about the struggle. We pour salt on the wound. You're hurting. We magnify the fact that they're in pain. And then we bring the ointment. That's marketing, ladies and gentlemen. Magnify the fact that they're in pain. Magnify their frustrations. And then offer healing. Ointment. Salve. People will do more. They will pay more to get out of the pain. So our messaging starts off with the pain. That's why we say, even if you suck at marketing, because guess what? Most people currently suck at marketing, and guess what? Most people know they're not good at marketing. We're doing that to jab. We're doing that to put a little pain in there. Yeah, I do suck at marketing. Maybe that's not the verbiage you might use. But we're doing that to highlight, magnify the pain. But now we bring the ointment. It's not that you suck at marketing. It's just that you're not getting enough visitors to your site. And you're not capturing that lead and providing value and wrapping your pitch, your join me, your buy from me in value. So what we've done here is we've got this series of messages that highlight the pain and talk about our solution. And it's not just, hey, in the matrix, if three get three, then you have 90,000 folks in your matrix, and if everybody does this, and no. Yeah, we'll talk about compensation, we'll talk about that kind of stuff, but we're going to highlight the pain, bring the solution. Highlight the pain, bring the healing, bring the ointment. Okay? So this is already going to be there for you, and every one of these messages is pointing to a video training. Now, they may not open up the first, the second, the third message, but when they keep getting messages from you that's basically saying the same thing, just a little bit differently, there's a guy, I'm on his list, and every email he sends, he's a traffic provider. He's one of the biggest traffic providers out there. Every message he sends is about traffic. And he'll have a different story this day, but ultimately it leads to traffic. All right? He'll have a different way of presenting it tomorrow, but ultimately it leads to traffic. And there's not a day that goes by that I'm not getting an email from him. And I don't open up every email, but sometimes that headline gets me and I open it up, and guess what? I've done business with the guy. He's a 7-figure, maybe an 8-figure marketer, okay? So what's going to happen? What's going to happen is you're going to have value for your audience. And what we've done with every one of these video trainings is, just like you're used to when you register for something and you choose a username, okay? Each video will be tagged to you with your username. And there's going to be a timer that's going to click down. Some of the timers are like a minute and 13 seconds, okay? And whenever that clicks down, what's going to happen is there's going to be a call to action button. We'll be doing call to actions while we're doing the training video as well, but there's going to be a call to action button. When they click on the call to action button, it's going to take them to another page. And that page is going to reveal to them how they can join you in Divvy. And also on that page, would you like some fries with that? How they can get the Click, Rank, and Bank portal from you. So we want them joining you in Divvee first, and then we want them to getting the CRB portal from you. Would you like some fries with that? Would you like something to drink with that? Now, the CRB portal, $1 for a 7-day trial. Now, we'll tell you that we're looking at a couple of different billing partners. With one of the billing partners, the only way that we could make it work is we'd have to charge a minimum of $40 a month after the $1. But we would pay a 50% commission. So that's if we go with one billing partner. We probably won't go with that one. If we go with the other billing partner, then it would be $30, and it would be a 33% commission. So somebody would pay $30 after the $1 7-day test drive is over, $30 a month thereafter. We, from an admin standpoint, we have to have $20. Of course, we got to cover processing fees and stuff like that. But we've got to have that to be able to offset all of our expenses and for it to make sense for us, for it to be worthwhile. Okay. So, in any event, when they click on the call to action button, so this button is going to pop up in 5 minutes and 53 seconds. When they click on that link, there's going to be a video that tells them how to get started with Divvee. Okay, obviously through you. And there's the second step is going to be get, click, rank, and bank. All right, so you're going to earn anywhere from $10 to $20 a month when they get, click, rank, and bank. Now, so you're going to have all of these messages immediately going out. If you already have your own autoresponder, you already have Aweber, you already have MailChimp, you already have GVO, you have GetResponse. There's a few others that our system already supports. Then we've got training on how you load up your autoresponder with the messages. So your leads, you're still using our capture pages in this example, but your leads are going into your Aweber account or your GetResponse account, so on and so forth. Okay. Now, ultimately, we're going to want everyone to get their own commercial autoresponder because you're going to have more flexibility with that. For instance, if you, let's say you are promoting a weight loss offer and you want to send a series of messages dealing with their weight loss offer, you're not going to be able to do that with our system. All right, so it's going to have its limits. We designed it, however, so that at least people had training wheels, could immediately, a person joins, they get CRB. When you first come in, oh, please don't act up. Please don't act up.
Well, good day to all of our RAS family.
Hold on. Why is that happening?
You're on our RAS training webinar page. We'll just make this very quick so you can.
I don't know why that's happening. That should not be happening. Okay. All right. Now, lost my train of thought on that. All right. So when you come into the system, this first video, it's not that long, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Something like that. All right. And then the very next video, watch this. All right. This one is 41 minutes. Take the time to watch all of that. If you do not watch it, you're going to leave money on the table. Okay. So when you first come into the system, make sure you watch that. All right. It's going to give you an orientation about the system. Okay. Once you've done that, all right, we'll have to get you registered as an affiliate with CRB so that you can now share our CRB with other folks. Once you've done that, you can just come right here to where it says My Web Pages, and you can find, sift through the capture pages, see the ones that you like the most. All right, and all you got to do is select one. Like here's one designed to appeal to college students. Grab this link. All right, and now you can start disseminating that link. But notice, all right, when you disseminate that link, okay, there's no discussion about what the offer is. They have to opt in. There's no discussion about, hey, Divvee. At this point, there's no discussion about click, rank, and bank. If you want this video series that shows you a full-blown point-by-point system for getting paid over and over again, by turning your mobile device into an ATM, you've got to opt in. And then the autoresponder series starts to go to work. They opt in, they'll immediately get the sales video. So obviously, hopefully they watch that. And then the autoresponder series goes to work, okay? Now, real quickly, would you like fries with that? Would you like fries with that? Okay, couple of things here. There's going to be an affiliate center. Now, in CRB, there's going to be ample training. So like what we're doing here is being recorded. It's going to go into the webinar vault, okay? There are going to be some trainings that we're going to say, you know what, that was a pretty darn good training. Why don't we not just add it to the webinar vault? Let's also add it to my web pages. Well, I'll go to my web designer and say, hey, I want to take this video and let's make this another page that people can use that has the button, that has the call to action, so on and so forth, so that you can always deliver value. And you can now take that link, for instance, and you want to put it on Facebook, or you want to tweet it out, or whatever social media sites that you might be using, if any. Or if you want to send out, let's say if you have your own email list, or some of you have a text list, so on and so forth. Now, we're going to have a section of training that says tools. Now, I will tell you that when you first come in, there's going to be a lot of coming soon here, because we focus primarily on the web pages and on the autoresponder series and deciding which billing partner we were going to use and all that good stuff, okay? So when you first come in, you may see a tool that may say coming soon, coming soon. Well, it'll be coming soon. Ultimately, there's going to be quite a bit of training on various tools. Why, for instance, would you want to have your own autoresponder? And which autoresponder have we used for the last 12, 13 years? And oh, by the way, if you want to use that autoresponder, go over to your affiliate center and click the link so that you can use autoresponder. Well, that particular autoresponder has an affiliate program. So I think it pays a 30% commission. So if someone gets CRB from you, they then go to the affiliate center and you have inserted your affiliate link, and we show you how to do that, okay? Even if you didn't have that autoresponder, because maybe you have another one. Even if you didn't have that autoresponder, but you become a free affiliate and they get the autoresponder when they go to the affiliate center, it would be linked to your affiliate link. That's how we've programmed that in, okay? There's going to be some of these tools and resources that do not require that you have the product or the service, but you can still be a free affiliate and get commissioned on it. There's one such service. It pays a 40% commission, and it's a monthly service, and it's a service that I will not be without in my business. I use it every day in my business. Every time I'm sending out a post to our audience, I'm using that particular tool. And so you may not start off using that tool. Maybe because you don't have the time, maybe you don't have the resources. Okay? It's not an inexpensive tool. It's $97 a month. Well, maybe you're not ready for that yet, but you can register as a free affiliate, put that into your affiliate center, and maybe someone who joins you through CRB is ready for that tool. They hear us talking about it. Hey, I use it all the time, and here's how I use it. And here's some real cool things you can do if you have this particular tool. And they say, man, I want to get that tool. They come over here to the affiliate center, they get that tool. Let's say they start off at the $97 a month package with that tool. I'm at the $297 a month, all right? But they start off at the $97 a month, and you're getting a 40% commission. You're making almost $40. I got that tool from someone. I started off at $97. I upgraded to the $297, $300. I will not be without that in my business. Somebody's making $120 a month. I know who it is, by the way, but somebody's making $120 a month each and every month, and they will make $120 a month because I have that tool, and I will have this tool for the remainder of my marketing career. I just launched something, Queen, you're aware of it. It's got nothing to do with marketing. It's got nothing to do with network marketing or MLM or affiliate marketing or none of that stuff. And I still use that tool for that particular project. I'm never going to be without that tool. Okay? Would you like fries with that? What about a drink, sir? What about an iced coffee, ma'am? Okay? And then the showcase. The showcase, oh, I want you to get how powerful this is going to be for you. This is where you get to show off any and all of your income streams. And that's going to change. You're going to be adding to your showcase. So I'm signed in as Sue Average. Okay? My referrer is Joanne Test. Now you're going to want to make sure you put good information, good email address, good phone number, so on and so forth. Okay? When I log in, for whatever reason, I'm coming in because I missed the webinar and I know that webinars are going to be posted back here. And so let me go and see if that webinar has been posted. Or I'm coming in, you really want to block off a minimum of 15 to 30 minutes a day to where you come into CRB to start going through the training, whether you're going through the marketing training or the tools training or what have you. Okay. So you should be back here every day, every business day at least. All right. Your folks should be back here every business day. Now, let's say that you've got a weight loss offer and you'll be able to have a little headline just like you see here. All right. You are in control of all this content, by the way. And when I click here, because I'm curious as to how somebody lost 30 pounds in 30 days, all this content you're in control of. So all the verbiage, if you want to put a video in there, and we show you how to do it, very simple. All right. So if you want to put a video in here, you've got some type of offer. You're not the video king yet. You're not the video queen yet. You want to leverage somebody else's video. Notice this is a YouTube video, but I want you to notice something. Give me a moment. I want you to notice something, that because of the way that it's put in the site, unless they click onto where it says YouTube, they're watching the YouTube video without all the other stuff, without all the other ads that could distract them from the message that you want to use. Okay? And it doesn't have to be a YouTube video. All right? It can be other videos. Good night, pretty girl. I love you. You're going to bed late tonight. Ooh, real late. Okay. All right. So, and then all this verbiage here, if you want them to, Queen's, got 1 million or so folks following her on Twitter, so she'll probably say, follow me on Twitter or Facebook or Skype or what. All this content is yours. And there's no limit to the number of items you can put in here. What would happen is the box doesn't get any bigger. It just, what would happen is if you put in more stuff, all right, it just means that they would, scroll down and see your stuff. Now, remember, when you log in, you're going to be seeing your referrers showcase. Okay, you're not going to see your showcase. Your people that get CRB from you will see your showcase. Okay, now this is going to be important. When you get CRB, take some time, go through the initial orientation. We're going to tell you, come over here to where it says marketing training and get started. Go through those series of trainings, because that's where we're going to show you how to set up your showcase and how to go through the affiliate center, so on and so forth. The reason you want to make sure you get at least one item in the showcase, even if you don't have a video yet, even if you don't have a lot to say, even if it just says, hey, meet me. All right, and if all you have is verbiage to say, hey, I'm John Smith and, welcome to CRB or what have you. You want to make sure you load something in the showcase. Here's why. The way the system is programmed is, if you don't load something into your showcase, then the system is going to show somebody's showcase. It won't be yours. It'll be somebody in your leadership lineage. So let's say that Queen referred you and you've not loaded up your showcase. Then when your folks log into the system, they don't see your showcase because you haven't loaded it up. They're going to see Queen's showcase. And now, Queen might be in your weight loss business. Maybe you're on her team, maybe she's on your team. And the person joins Queen's weight loss business because you didn't have it in your showcase. Okay? So one of the first things you want to do when you get Click, Rank, and Bank, set some time aside to go through, the orientation. Orientation is going to send you to marketing training under getting started, so on and so forth. Okay? All right, so that is designed so that you could really focus on promoting one thing, and that is these lead capture pages, okay, where you're getting people initially into your funnel. A percentage of them are going to want to join you in Divvee. A percentage of them are going to get CRB. Once they get CRB, now you can share the rest of your message. And since we're saying, hey, everybody come back 15, 30 minutes a day, go through some of the training, so on and so forth. At the end of the training, let's say under marketing training, we may have a little announcement. Hey, stay tuned for this brief announcement. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, if you haven't done so, make sure you go and you fill out your showcase. So anyone that might be coming in the system at your referral, they get to see whatever else you are promoting. And don't forget, check out your referral showcase. See what they're up to. Maybe they've added something new. And if you like that product, if you like that service, if you like that income opportunity, don't you dare go to YouTube and join some dude to do that you don't know. Don't you dare go to Facebook. No, let's keep this money in the family. So now what you have is you've got someone with influence because they've heard my voice, so they don't know my name necessarily. They've heard my voice from the presentations or what have you, all right? And so there's this element of, well, this dude knows what he's talking about. Now this dude is doing your bidding, saying, hey, go check out your referral showcase. And if you see something you like, doggone it, don't you dare go run to YouTube or run to Facebook and join somebody else. That's why we ended our little MoZone time. That stands for momentum zone. When we're doing the music before we get started, we ended it with "We Are Family." That song that "We Are Family." Let's keep this money in the family. Let's keep this money in the family. Okay. And obviously there'll be other things in here that we'll let you know. Now, one thing I want to say, and then we'll start to round third. Okay. Please do not, in time, we want to provide award-winning customer service, but that's not going to happen when we first get started, okay? Understand that we are not support for Divvee, so no need to hit, live chat will not be available right away, okay? No need to hit contact us, which basically sends an email, and say, hey, I'm having a Divvee whatever, okay? Because we're not support for Divvee. There's very little that we can offer there. Also be mindful that we're constantly cutting content to bring more value to the portal, and we're doing our marketing and what have you. So early on, if you hit contact us, all right, don't get mad if if we don't immediately respond. We'll respond. At least attempt to respond. Now, I will tell you, there's going to be some things that we may not even respond to, because we're going to say, we're not Divvee support, we're not Divvee support. So if you're asking a Divvee support question, the response might be, we're not Divvee support. And it may seem like it's short and sweet. That's because when we first launched this, we don't have a support staff, all right? We've got to generate. That's why there's a certain amount that admin has to have, not just to put in our pocket, so that we can make this portal one of those tools that you won't be without. I mentioned I've got a tool, $300 a month. I am not going to be without that tool. I'll cut other stuff that I like that have nothing to do with business before I'm without that tool, because that tool is a huge part of my ability to connect with my audience, okay? And obviously, CRB is not $30 a month, but I want to make sure there is so much value in CRB that this, if things are tight, which it shouldn't be, because there's going to be training in here on cash flow training. And if you follow that cash flow training, what we've seen on average is that people that follow suit and the recommendations that we share back there tend to uncover $200 to $500 a month. So far more than what you need for CRB. But just don't expect, please don't send in a lot of questions that you could find the answers for. Okay? And we're not Divvee support. So please keep that in mind. I don't want anybody to feel like we're going to have award-winning customer service from day one. That ain't going to happen. All right. So with that being said, how about we take some Q&A? I'm finished for tonight. We'll take the Q&A. Hey, Queen, why don't we take about 15 minutes of Q&A? Queen, what I need to do is I've got to change my... Can I do that? Hold on. I was recording from the other computer, darn. All right, Queen, I'll just remind me to repeat the question for our recorded audience. I'm recording on a different computer tonight, so. All right, so Queen, I'm ready when you are. Those of you that have questions, feel free to put your questions in, please. Okay? Okay. Yes. Because it's going to be, you're going to have your 7-day test drive. Here was a question. Commissions you earn from referrals to CRB, is that monthly residual? The answer to that is yes. People are going to do their test drive for 7 days. Then, let's say, they decide to keep it, which most people should. Then it's going to be $30 a month, I say like on day 8 or what have you. And then as long as they keep CRB on a monthly basis, you're going to earn your monthly commissions. I believe with one of the billing partners, and this is one of the reasons we were going between this partner or that partner, what have you. But the billing partner that we'll probably deal with, there's going to, let me see, I think commissions are going to be paid out 15 days, I believe it is, after billing has taken place. So, so you're not going to have to wait a whole month. That's when someone is billed the $30, you're not going to have to wait a whole month, but it is going to be like a 15-day delay because we also have a refund period. So we've got a 7-day test drive and a 7-day refund period, basically giving people a couple of weeks. Normally, what happens, Queen, is that if somebody refunds, they normally do it within the first couple of weeks. So we give them a couple of weeks. You should know enough in a couple of weeks to know whether or not this is worthy of your $30 outlay. Great question. Next question. Mm-hmm. Well, I tell you, one of the things we ultimately will do, we haven't done it yet, okay, and I'm not going to be at a rush to do this just yet until, we talked about, Divvy's got some bugs. Now, I'm cool with talking about that with marketers, okay? And as a matter of fact, Queen, the presentation that people are going to be taken to once they opt in, that presentation is going to let people know, hey, this is in beta. Expect to have some bugs, expect to, there might be some frustrations, what have you, but it's only $50 for the year, no monthly subscription. Of course, if you get our marketing system, that's only $30 a month, so on and so forth. Ultimately, I believe that Divvee will be a tremendous fundraising source, whether you're talking nonprofits or faith-based organizations or what have you. And we here at CRB ultimately will have some type of video presentation to that end. right now, I don't know that I would go and approach faith-based organizations or nonprofits, because you've got to remember, a lot of times when you're dealing with faith-based organizations and nonprofits, you're dealing with people of significant influence. And I wouldn't want, let's say if you were dealing with a faith-based, pastor, priest, or what have you, or nonprofit director, I wouldn't want them telling their folks, hey, do this rank and share activity because you can earn points, which can be redeemed for all this good stuff, and it also helps our cause with the bugs that we currently have. All right, so 200. I mean, that's a huge source. Let's get through some of these bugs. Let's get through some of the bugs. Let's get some of the new content in the system where people are able to view. And what the CEO said today was they are in talks. They've maybe even had some contracts signed with some folks that we're going to have a tremendous amount of content. All right, let's start to see that. Then we can start pounding out messaging to the nonprofit audience, to the faith-based audience. And that's going to be one of the advantages of CRB, quite frankly, is that we're going to be able to identify certain demographics and have messaging that is geared towards that demographic. The overall messaging, Queen, the core may be pretty much the same, but I'm not going to say to a nonprofit or to a faith-based organization, if we're doing a presentation, even if you suck, no. That's got to be a different tone. That's got to be a different tone. That's got to be different messaging. Okay, so the question was, today the CEO did a video. Woo! That boy is talented. My gosh. So today he did a video, and it really echoed a lot of the webinar that we were on last night with Lance. Hey, we're going somewhere. This is going to be amazing, but we've had some challenges, and we heard a little bit more of some of those challenges today. By the way, asterisks here. Ladies and gentlemen, I've got to tell you just how much I appreciate our audience, Queen. We had a webinar last night. There were other teams that were invited, and I could tell who was not on our team. When I looked at the questions box and I said, really? You asked that question? The dude just said this. What the heck were you? All right. And I was like, not on our team. All right. So I'm so proud. I am so proud that we've got a mature. When I say mature, I'm not talking about older. I'm just talking about you understand business and what have you. So I'm just so, I'm so proud of it. Yeah. It did sound like they said that they were going to turn off rank and share for the time being. And even if they do, I don't think that's a big deal, because nobody's been able to do a lot of ranking and sharing. Queen, I don't know. I've been able to get in about 5 a day. And I think I maybe had one that I got in like 7 or 8. And I was like, woo, that's a good day. Now I would tell. I shouted from the rooftop. So they may turn that off. But it sounds like we're already in the middle of the month. They've got contracts. They're integrating. What I was told today, someone who had a private conversation with Lance, then got in touch with me. What I was told today is that one of the biggest things they're working on is smoothing out the enrollment process. Now, let's just talk about this for just a moment. this invitation system, all right? One of the reasons the invitation system was put into place is because of the things that Darren talked about today. There were bad actors, all right, who used emulators. They set up a bunch of fake accounts. They used emulators. They saw, so it looked like there was all these people watching content and what have you, and it turns out that some of that was fraudulent. And, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they had some serious software, and what happened was, you can imagine if you are the ad network, and this is your first introduction to working with Divvee, some people cheating, you might not want to, yeah, all right, and so early in in February when we were doing the ranking and sharing initially, we were getting 100, as many as 120 actions a day, and I was like, oh my gosh, man, this, and it wasn't taking any time. No, it wasn't taking time. I was like, oh my gosh. And we're ultimately, now I don't know that we'll get 120 actions, but one of the big things is the types of offers that we'll have. All right, so right now, watching the videos, these are the numbers that I've been told. Divvee might get paid, let's say $1.50 when someone watches the video. And let's say they put $1 into the comp plan. And that's where we would show Queen 10 cents going up 10 levels, okay? But when some of these types of offers come to bear, these might be $30, $40, $50 offers, all right? Or it might be $3 for an email. It might be $10 for a survey or $25 for a survey. So we don't know how many offers we're going to get, but they should be. And I was cool with the 10 cents per offer. Okay, I was really cool with that. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's going to be huge. That's going to be huge. So. Exactly. So that's why so who was that who asked about the faith based and the whoever that was. Whoever that was. How? Okay. See what happens, there's going to be people in your matrix like Hal that's going to have, maybe they don't have contacts with 200. But they may have contact with one influential person in a nonprofit or faith-based, once things are kind of smooth out, all right? And could you imagine somebody with influence saying, hey, join for free? Maybe the entity, the nonprofit, did the $50, all right? Join for free, do these actions, and now you can earn, you need to buy a new computer, earn it from doing these actions. You want to go on a vacation, earn it from doing these actions. And you are getting commissioned, even if they're not in the matrix, if they are a free member. Now they have oh my gosh, that's gonna be over the top, Queen. That's gonna be over the top. So next question. That's been one of the things we've been looking at. The billing partner that makes it the easiest for us to do business will pay out via PayPal. And that's one of my concerns is, what if somebody is in the country that doesn't pay out with PayPal? I don't have a great answer for that just yet. See, here's one of our challenges. Okay, here's one of our challenges. I can't take this Click Ranking Bank to ClickBank, for instance. I'd love to be able to take it to ClickBank so that I don't have to worry about any of the affiliate stuff. All I do is spend my time making sure this portal is worth $300 a month and you only being charged 30. Okay, just loading it with content, so on and so forth. Ultimately, getting to the point where we do have award-winning customer support. That won't be right away. Here's my problem, Queen. They're not going to approve this portal. You know why? Because we've got the showcase here. Because we've got this affiliate center here. They're not going to approve the show. They're not going to approve the showcase. And I know because we've attempted to get it through a ClickBank and what have you. So what we've had to do is use a partner that really, it would be tough for me to go to many merchant account providers because they're going to say, showcase, well, what's this all about? Well, if John is in a network marketing company, So we have to go through a medium where we can have a billing provider who is not so stringent. All right. And so right now, what we'd have to do if somebody is owed commissions and they're in a country where they're owed commissions and they don't get PayPal, we will work that out. It might be that we say, hey, get you a Bitcoin e-wallet, and we'll shoot you the appropriate amount of Bitcoin, something like that. We'll come up. It should be few and far between because the reality is we're English speakers. So all of this content is in English. None of it is in Spanish. Hola, ¿cómo está? That's about all I have for you. That's about it. That's about it. I could say I got good at saying agua por favor, water please. But Zeke and Jerry down there in Panama, and they're surrounded by Spanish speakers. But to my understanding, they, So yeah. So most of the countries, where you're going to have large English-speaking populations, do business with PayPal, and then for those folks that do not, we'll deal with those on a case-by-case basis. It shouldn't be that many cases. Next question. Let's make this the last one. Okay, last question. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, and it looks like oh crap. I'm sorry. I was reading a text from Juliet about updating the app. So you have to say that again so I can say it. Okay. Okay, the question is, all right, so the question is, can we complete the GPG? GPG is the payment system that Divvee is using to pay out commissions. Okay, can you complete that on the desktop? And I didn't see where you could today. It didn't allow me to do anything on the desktop. Right. 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 That's true. That's true. Yeah. So those people who had 17 fake accounts, you got to come up with 17 IDs, 17 billing statements or banking statements or something that says, you live at this permanent residence. And yeah. Okay. All right. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you guys and guys have been awesome. Listen, you may not hear much from me over the weekend because we'll have our head down, working on the portal. My hope, I can't promise. My hope is that we're able to launch maybe a week from today. And Queen, if we do so, it'll probably be a stage launch, meaning I need to get those folks that typically follow me into the system. They need to get into the system. They need to get their CRB affiliate link and all that good stuff. And then we kind of, that would be like the first stage. And then as we go into the weekend, then other folks are getting their CRB portals and what have you. So that's my target. All right. So that's my goal. I'm hoping that next Thursday, it's more of we're launching CRB. If it doesn't look like that's going to happen, we'll let you know. But that's what our goal is. Okay, that is what our goal is. And keep in mind, and I'll finish with this. Keep in mind, even though there's still bugs in Divvee, our presentation, when somebody opts in, is going to let people know that. All right, they're going to know we're in beta. There's going to be some bugs and what have you. Okay, we're not going to wait until all the bugs are squashed before we start promoting. We're going to have a leg up on many folks. And Queen, I'm going to tell you, you got a lot of folks that they are doing other things or what have you. They're in Divvee, but they're doing other things, which I understand. Not a problem with that. And this gives us an opportunity to have a one-of-a-kind marketing system. I know somebody else who's may have a marketing system, but they're going to just have regular emails. They're not going to have the videos, and they're not going to have, because good person, but I know their stuff. And it ain't what we're going to have here. All right. And my thing is to make this thing so someone says, $30, man, if you put a zero on that thing, I would not get rid of that CRB thing. That's my goal. But you said, man, this thing is worth a whole lot more than that. Because now, and we finish here. Queen, you get somebody in CRB, they see immense value in CRB. And we're saying, hey, don't forget, check out your referral showcase. We'll be on a live webinar like this. And we'll say, don't forget, check out your referral showcase. Check out what they're doing. And don't you dare go to YouTube and join somebody else or buy from somebody else. Well, Queen, because they're getting value, they're a lot more likely now to listen to the rest of your marketing message. And we don't care what the program is or what you're promoting. We just want to see you make money. So, all right, with that being said, thanks a lot, Queen. Thanks a lot, everyone on the other side. You've been amazing. We love each and every one of you. You won't hear much from us over the weekend. We'll be back on Tuesday with our Click, Rank, and Bank presentation webinar. And, of course, if we hear some major stuff happening from the company, that we'll send out. I tell you what, let me do one last thing before we go. If you missed today's post, it had Darren's video, the CEO, and it also had Lance's. I'm going to go and grab that for you real quick. Give me a moment. I'm going to grab that for you real quickly. Put that in your chat box in case you missed that. Oh, by the way, we know that some of you say, hey, I don't get the push notifications. I used to get them. Now I don't. I don't know why that is. And some of you say, I never get your emails anymore. Well, inside of CRB, we will have a message board. So everything that we send out by email or push notification will also add into that message board. So that way you won't miss any major communication. Okay. All right. I'm going to post this right now. I'll leave the webinar up for just a moment so everybody can grab that. That's the update that we sent out earlier today. It's got Darren's, I think it was like a 7-minute message, and then it had Lance from last night. You'll get a lot of what Lance talked about last night in Darren's 7-minute message, okay? And you should walk away being very encouraged that we are on the right track, okay? All right, so I'll leave that up for just a few moments. And with that being said, we love each and every one of you. Let's change the world together. Starting with yours, Queen. I got a little work to do, so I'm going to put on some music. So while y'all, if anybody sometimes we have some groupies, Queen. So if y'all want to be a groupie, you can. I'm going. Okay. All right. Good night, everyone.